to do was, you can tell, I think you can really learn a lot about a person based upon where they choose to live. So I really wanted to visit all the places where Roger, not just where he grew up, but where he's owned homes as well too. And so this took a lot of deep research too, figuring out all of his real estate transactions and where does he live, right? And so this house, as it turns out, I thought this was supposed to be Roger Federer's house. And I got to this place, it was not easy to get to. This is it's right on Lake Zurich, so this is about a half hour south of Zurich. It's in a town called Wollerau, which is full of all kinds of extremely wealthy people. And the street was full of mansions, and then I get to the address, which is supposed to be Roger's, number 65, and I see this like really humble sort of looking house. Humble by the standards, you know, it's a nice house, but like humble by the standards of this incredibly rich neighborhood. And the grass is completely, you know, disheveled. As you can see, the paint is chipping on the place. You can't see this in the photo, but the garbage cans are knocked over, and I thought, this is not right. This cannot be right. This is definitely not Roger's house. So I see a guy across the street, like, trimming his hedges, and I went over and introduced myself. And he said, oh yeah, no, they did buy that house. And I said, get out of here. The guy spoke English, was very lucky about that. And I said, no way, this Roger Federer bought this house? This is way too humble for Roger Federer. And he said, no. He said, what happened is, he and Mirka, they bought the house, but the plan was to knock it down, and there was an empty lot next to it. So they were going to build a huge grand house here, because the view was amazing. I'll show you the view in a few minutes. There's an incredible view of Lake Zurich. So he was buying it for the view and the land. He was going to knock this thing down, build a beautiful house, and then build a tennis court next door. And he said, I was so excited. We were going to have Roger and Mirka as neighbors living across the street from us. He's like, one day I was out here tending to my garden, and Roger and Mirka walked by, and he said I almost fainted. And he said, I said hello to him, and I introduced myself, and he said, oh, we just bought the place around the corner. And he said, my heart was beating so fast. It's like, I couldn't believe it. They were moving in next door to us. And I said, well, then what happened? And he said, well, you won't believe it, but the local municipality denied Roger's permit request to build a tennis court. Oh, I said, you've got to be kidding me. And he said, once again, Switzerland. Different person, but he said it's Switzerland. In Switzerland, the rules apply to everyone. Doesn't matter if you're Roger Federer or anyone. I said, they honestly told Roger you cannot build a tennis court. He said, they really did. And I said, so what happened? And he said, so they decided to sell the house. And he said, I was so upset. He said, I thought Roger and Mirka were going to be our neighbors, and then they weren't. Okay, but then he